Welcome to the live stream, everyone, and I want to wish you all at this moment a happy, prosperous New Year. So we're running late. I guess you would say the 2020 technical difficulties, but we're here on the live stream. So welcome to BB Love Sports. I'm BB Lolita, and you're right here where sports and gaming is Exquisite Fusion. This is live stream. It's going to be a quick live stream with live chats, but I definitely wanted to slow it down a little bit and just let you all know that I wish you a beautiful and prosperous Happy New Year. It's 2020, and we made it. We know that some did not make it. But this is that thankful, grateful vibration. All right. So let's see what's going on here in the world of news. First, I feel like we should give a moment of silence to the news that we received that broke right here on New Year's Day for a very phenomenal icon in the world of sports, and that is the passing and transition of David Stern. The news spread all over various media markets, and it was to a shock of many people. You can go out here on social media and you will find different expressions of condolences to someone who was very poignant in sports, in the NBA, former commissioner. And it is in times like these that we look to our own mortality, and we try to be reflective, many, of what our life and legacy will represent. And from the expressions of so many of the players and fans and colleagues and just people who tuned in, those in the media like myself, we just send the deepest condolences and deep sympathy to the family. I know for myself, I send, along with 1021 Magazine, where I'm publisher and founder, we send our heartfelt condolences to the family and to the close ones of David Stern. And his legacy will not be forgotten in this genre of media, in this genre of sports. So we give a moment of silence. And we carry on. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Just wanted to do some real quick recaps here and just kind of look at some of the upcoming games that will be happening as we go into the moments of getting closer and closer and closer to Super Bowl, which will be held in Miami. And also, for special mention for 2021, there will be the Super Bowl in Tampa, my city. So I'm looking very forward to that. So, we're going to get back in the groove here. And welcome all new subscribers to the channel. Welcome back, Tata Squad. So, of everything that we know now, week 17 is gone. And the wild card for the NFL wild card round. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. In the wild card round, facing off will be the Bills and the Texans. You can lock in that game January the 4th at 4:35 p.m. And then we'll see who will advance. Then, in the next wild card round, you have Titans and the Patriots. Now, it has been very, very quiet when you see analysts and sportcasters, when you see us just very quiet, not really zoning in on the Patriots. And I feel like that's how they like that because of the position that they're in. But keep a watch out, you know, for the Patriots. They will play on January the 4th at 8:15 p.m. Then in the wild card round, Vikings and the Saints. This is going to be on Sunday, January the 5th at the 1 p.m. hour, 1:05. That's going to be a game to watch because after the loss the Vikings took, when they took that L, the post coverage spoke a lot on what does this mean for our Cousins. How can they make up from the L, still in the wild card, and advance up? So you're really going to have to get your men open, clean up what was seen before, if you can, and make things happen. On the other hand, you got the Saints, like I was saying, eye of the tiger. They're going to go in, and they're going to try and dominate. So this should really be an interesting game. Wild card is going to be the Seahawks and the Eagles. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. That's going to be on January the 5th at 4:40 p.m. The Seahawks are coming off an L, and it was a dagger. But the 49ers, they held on. Defense was lights out, holding them at a disadvantage for quite some time. Even with the comebacks, the Seahawks will have that advantage. Do not think that the Eagles will not look at that and do strategize moments, because a lot of people are like, really? They were not in it to begin with. But hey, this whole season of 2019 was just so dicey, and you really couldn't call it. So they face off, and we'll just have to see what happens. To be announced. you have in the divisional round, who's going to face off with the 49ers? In the divisional round, who will face off with the Ravens? This piece of hair is like annoying. Also patiently waiting, who's going to face off with the Chiefs? Patiently waiting, who's going to face off with the Packers? So here's the patiently waiting in the divisional round. The 49ers are resting until January the 11th at 4:35. The Ravens are resting. Their game will be on the same date, January the 11th, at 8:15 p.m. Also waiting is the Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs wait to see who their opponent will be. And once they have who their opponent is going to be, they face off on January the 12th at 3:05 p.m. The Packers, they wait. They're resting, just like everybody else in the divisional round, to see who they face off of, who's going to be the opponent. Their game will also be on the 12th of January at 6:40 p.m. So now you get to commiserate and see with these matchups who's going to face off in the division round. Who can I call it with this set? Come on. This is why you are a sportcaster. This is why you're an analyst. How do you do this? So what do? Well, you look at many of the scenarios and you start saying, You look at the stats. You look at time possession, how well they manage that. But even through all of that, in other scenarios, you can't forget about the over emotions that come into play. You can't forget about penalties that you just can't see. And then you have to take in fact how well someone's going to protect the ball or cause, a turnover, a fumble. Was that a catch? Is that not a catch? Was that a touchdown? Was he in? Was he out? Unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike conduct. It's so many of those other variables after you look at just everything. So for the Bills and the Texans, this matchup is going to be pretty amazing, okay? Because the Bills, through their L's, they fought to get in this position when many people thought it could have just usurped them, but that didn't happen. Then you have the Texans that have been very consistent, and, Deshaun Watson and company, they've shown that, hey, I'm not the veteran yet in the NFL, but I've gone up against the veterans and I've bested many at a certain point in time. So, I feel good in my skin. But at the same time, there have been those weak-link moments with the Texans that are just so glaringly out there. Like, is he going to have that protection coming from his defense, and will the offense light it up to get past the Bills? Or will there be definite coming in to make sure that he does not have enough time, most times, to get the ball off and try and create those sacks and other moments? So we'll just have to see here. It's just a really different type of vibe on this one. But I would say that the edge would go to the Bills, but just the edge, because this could swing just right there at the edge and be the Texans. I'd have to give the edge to the Bills. But to play the advocate of may the odds be against you, the Texans could reign if you don't see more of the same in this type of situation. Titans and Patriots. Well, the Titans are there. They are the wild card. They've been my wild card picks, but they managed to get there. And that says something. The Patriots are in a different kind of position because they usually are the ones waiting to see who their opponent is going to be. So we shall see what's going to happen. The upset of the lifetime that many would want to see is the Titans take this one. But if anything has taught anything, unless it's just a complete shutout and shut down, mentally they're still there, very quiet. The quiet storm that's just waiting when everybody thinks like they're done and done, you know. But you can't say that about the Patriots. For this one, I would have to see for myself the bigger edge. I mean, more than just a little edge like the Bills and the Texans, but I give the more favor to the Patriots. Not quite in the position that they usually in, but hey, they're right there to see the light and then keep chopping it down. Do they have what it takes to do that? Or will the upset just be like, boom, the Titans is like, goodbye? I still give the edge to the Patriots. I give a big edge. But the upset will definitely be for the Titans to shut them down and send them home. The Vikings and the Saints. Again, when you're talking about missed opportunities from the Vikings to get open, and then there's the Saints who feel like they were robbed and they should have been at the dance the last time facing off with an opponent due to the calls that were made. They felt slighted. So do they have the eye of the tiger? Most definitely. Okay. And I would have to give the bigger edge to the Saints on that. Seahawks and Eagles. Well, the Eagles are going to take a look at that last tape where the 49ers just straight in their defense and their offense. They were able to dominate, shut it down, even though you had those nice comeback moments happening with the Seahawks. Then you have the Eagles, who is just like, hey, we're here. Let's go play. Do they have the fierceness enough to take this over the Seahawks? Are the Seahawks shook from that L that they took from the 49ers? I don't know if they're shook. You're talking about Pete Carroll, the play calls, and all of that. But this is going to be a super great matchup. And I would have to give that edge, though, still to the Seahawks. They have something to prove. And then the Eagles, we'll just have to see how they dominate. So we're waiting. 49ers, Ravens, Chiefs, Packers, my Packers. So we'll just see what happens and just go from there. But this has been really, really quick here. Wishing you all a very beautiful and prosperous adventurous, cultural, and so much more things of your life, not just for 2020, but even beyond it. And always soar the phoenix. Stay away from dream killers. And even if it just so happens to be you, how you just may talk yourself out of things that's known for greatness, you gotta have that faith that will see you through and get out of your own way. These are such gems of wisdom that some people may find redundant, but it does help. And it moves you along through life, closer to your purpose-driven life. And then from there, you help others and you pay it forward. So that's all I have. We will be coming back with more Bebe Loves Sports because I really, really do. I love sports. So thanks for locking in. Happy New Year to you and yours. And let's see what your picks do. Who do you have? And then go from there. Peace and love, everybody. We're at 2020, so let's rock it out.